Farrell on it again, deep one around the back, Quinn there's the Frenchman goal! It's Andrew Quinn, the underdogs bare their teeth and show their fight in this cup final. Drogheda United strike first.
Welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, a Drogheda United fans podcast, proudly sponsored by the Coffee Box.
Hello and welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, season 2, episode number 8. Joined again by Richie and Owen. How are we, gents?
Oh, good lads.
Yeah, all good.
Thought you forgot to answer me there, Owen. Yeah, look, so I suppose the first place we have to start is Joanna Bourne's statement this morning to say that she's been dismissed from her role as chairperson of Derry United Football Club. Came fairly early, I think it was about 7 o'clock this morning, is that right?
Yep.
And yeah, absolute shit show. All over the media, all over the press, all over again, for like the 4th or 5th time now. It just feels like it's every week now.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does.
We did the work this morning. First thing said to me was, "Oh, I see your," and it's people who have no interest in League of Ireland. I see your chairperson has left, and I was just like, what the fuck do you want me to say? I'm just going to go, yeah, that's right, yeah, and I just walked away. I'm really not. I'm just not interested in discussing it with people who have no skin in the game. They're not League of Ireland fans. They don't care about our league. It's I think I said that to you just before we come on here. It's like a stick to beat us now at this stage.
It is, yeah, and you can see where it's coming from. Like you can see, like people calling for like us to boycott a football club, a football team. Like, what is that going to achieve?
Well, yeah, geez, so much to get into here. Sorry, Owen, go ahead there.
I was say, like, I don't think any of us were surprised that they basically kind of voted her off or whatever. Like they said they were going to do it. Like, that's, and it had to happen. Like, unfortunate that it came to this, but like at the end of the day, Travella and the club, they pay the bills. They're going to decide who's on the board. Nobody else.
Yeah, and I suppose, look, it is a tricky one, isn't it? Because like Joanna's very popular. Like we all know her, and she really has Drogheda United in her roots, her family, but it was never going to work out, was it? There was always going to be one outcome. And unfortunately, we all knew what was going to be.
Yeah, look, I mean, Christ, I feel, again, like we're just going to have to go over all ground here, but yeah. We knew this was coming. We knew Travella weren't going to back down with the statements they had put out previous to that. We knew it was coming. It was just a matter of when. And we all knew, we've discussed this in private and on the podcast, we all knew it was coming. We all knew that she was just going to have to go, okay. Because, as you just said a second ago on, the total elephant in the room here is, and all these idiots all over social media saying Drogheda United fans should boycott the football club, don't go to any games, other clubs should boycott Drogheda now, don't come to Drogheda, all this absolute horse shite. And some of this is coming from Bows fans as well, and I fucking had to laugh. Didn't fucking Bows not play Schalke there a while ago? The German league is the most fucking pro-Israel league there is. Like St. Pauli Football Club, who I was a supporter of, and I went to the Millentor on loads of occasions to watch them, and a lot of that was directly connected to the politics of the football club, which I absolutely loved. But they played fucking Hapoel Tel Aviv or one of these clubs in a pre-season friendly during the whole thing that was going on in Gaza. And I'm going to have to talk about all of this stuff now because this is directly related to what this situation's about. So I completely said, right, I'm done with supporting St. Pauli from here on in. But all German clubs are totally, supportive of what's going on. The German society in general is a mess over it. Like, you can't even go on the street and protest for Palestine. You'll be beaten off the street by cops. Like, it's insane. But, you know, both go and play a German club, and I know people who are up in arms about it and are constantly having a go at your man Daniel Lambert now about why he did that and all that, because he's extremely pro-Palestine. So the whole, like, and again, I just want to put it on the record here now. I am 100, and I'm not speaking for either of you two, but I'm 100% pro-Palestine in this situation with Israel. I think Israel is an apartheid state, a fucking terrorist state, and the cause of a lot of the shit that's going on in the world right now at this moment. I'm not going to drag it into the Iran thing with America, but it's a total and utter mess. And I'm extremely pro-Israel, or pro-Palestine, sorry, anti-Israel. I'm not a fucking, I'm not anti-Semitic by any stretch of the imagination. I fucking hate racism of any kind. But I will stand with the Palestinian cause for as long as I live, and I have been for fucking 25 years. I have a good friend of mine who was born in Palestine but grew up in fucking Monster Boyce of all places. And I know a lot about it, and I know a lot of people who are heavily involved in it. I've been on loads of protests and all that. But this whole thing that's going on, that we're getting dragged through the mud over as a football club, is driving me bananas, because, again, going over all ground, we spoke about this a few weeks ago. Like, there's people calling, Zionist football club and Israel lovers, and I seen even fucking Derry supporters at the game on Friday had like some sort of anti-Israel banner up. I don't know whether that was directed towards us, but I think it was. Like, you know, there's nobody. Like, I've asked a few people today. I said, right, you're calling us all sorts of names, and you're calling the club all sorts of names. Is there any proof out there in the world? Can anyone show me anything that the club has come out that has been pro-Israel or Zionist? Because I can't see anything.
No, definitely not. And look, in fairness, Greg, you're probably more educated on it than yourself anyway. Last week to you, Owen. But look, I mean, one thing for sure is we're definitely against the war. Like, I mean, what's going on, it's totally wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, what's going on is absolutely crazy. So to say that, like, throwing all Jordan United fans and the football club into that we're all back in Israel now because of this, it's absolutely a joke. It's actually laughable. So it is. You're reading some of the stuff online, you're like, really, lads, come on. Like, 99.9% of Jordan United fans up there are just there to watch football.
Yeah.
And it's their Friday night, it's their escape from a hard week of work or family, or just to get out and meet the lads or meet their friends, and that's all it is. We're only here for the football, so we are, lads. And as you said, be dragging us into all this. Like, what's little old Jordan United going to do? Like, we're not going to stop the war, so we're not, unfortunately. Like, why, like, as you said, why are we being dragged through this? Because our owners have their view on it. And as you said, there is no proof out there.
Yeah, I think that's my point though, Richie. I mean, yeah. I don't know what the football club, like, again, going over all ground, we've said it before, but the club approved that position and stood behind the position of all League of Ireland clubs when we said that the delegates were sent to the FAI, and Drogheda United stood behind the decision that all League of Ireland clubs did, which was the game should be boycotted between Israel and Ireland, or Ireland and Israel, whatever. That's a fact, right? And they haven't mentioned anything anywhere about being pro-Israel, pro-Palestine. They haven't mentioned anything about it. But all of a sudden, we're getting torn a new one constantly. I've had people texting me going like, Travella this, Travella that, like they're this, that, the other, you know, they're Zionists basically. And I've had to come out and just say, well, can you show me any proof? Can you show me something somewhere? Show me anything that backs up your assertion that our owners have sympathies towards Israel. Now, again, you can go, right, well, the rich American businessmen, and most rich American businessmen would seem to kind of lean in that direction. And that's a fact. And I'm not going to back away from that. Like, you know what I mean? America's responsible for a lot of the, you know, for most of what's going on, because they fucking arm Israel and they pump billions into Israel every year for them to go and murder people in Gaza and then attack Iran and the whole lot of it. Like, you're getting into the geopolitics world here. But what I'm asking them people is, can you show me any proof? Have you got any proof whatsoever that our owners are Zionists?
Yeah.
And there isn't any.
No. But so, you mean, you wouldn't let that get in the way of a good Facebook comment, would you?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's, come on, like, I don't think they're that intelligent. I need to go that far and prove it. Yeah. So, as I said, I think you're just dealing with idiots online, unfortunately.
I don't know. Owen, you said to us a few weeks ago, and I don't know whether we said it here on the podcast, but a person who will remain nameless, basically it's his job to kind of do forensic deep dives into these companies.
Yeah, it's his job, basically, sort of due diligence and running reports and background checks on all sorts of companies. And Travella came back squeaky clean, like
nothing.
The only I had actually a bit of it about Israel, and the only mention of it was that the statement that Joanna put out on the Sinn Féin website, that's the only mention of Israel and Travella in terms of there's no actual direct links or anything like that I can see in that report. So yeah, I'm sure as usual, fucking social media is fucking poxy anyway. Like,
yeah,
it's all bollocks really. Like,
and you know what, lads? In fairness, like you were probably saying, Greg, like if you met these people in the street or out for a pint, you'd have a conversation with them, wouldn't you? And you'd debate it, and it'd be fine, and you both would have different sides or different things to say. But for some reason, online, it comes across wrong, doesn't it? It doesn't come across, I'm trying to say. It just, you seem to just put anything up and believe that's true, and that's the end of it.
There's just the zero nuance when you're typing a response or a comment to somebody on Facebook, and I'm guilty of it all the time. I was doing it today just as a reaction to people because it was just winding me up so much. And I regret it then immediately. I'm thought, why am I even engaging with these dickheads? You know what I mean? But I do it, and I will continue to do it. And don't get me wrong, but I do regret it. But do you know what winds me up about this whole scenario, right? And this isn't, I'm not singling out Sinn Féin here, because Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Labour, the Greens, all of them, right? I'm not a member of a political party, and I never was, and I never will be. But what really winds me up is it's a cult. And I think Sinn Féin are probably a little even more guilty of it than other parties over the years. If you're in Sinn Féin, you're 100% dyed in the wool Sinn Féin, and no one can do any wrong. And, seems to be a big army of Shinners have come out now, today especially, backing Joanna Byrne. And no matter what we say to them, or no matter what anyone throws back at them, lads, evidence for the Zionist thing, evidence, if you any evidence whatsoever. And it's just a mouthful of abuse then.
Yeah. And plus as well, look, in fairness, right, they are going to back Joanna. They've all have the same beliefs, and they all sing off the same hymn sheet. But none of them have any interest in Derry United Football Club or League of Ireland.
I said to you this morning, like, there'll be a load of backlash over this, and from people that never actually set foot in United Park, like.
No.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
And that's the problem. We've been kind of caught in the middle of a sort of politically, which kind of does sort of show that there is a conflict of interest there. And so, unfortunately, look, I wish Joanna well and everything going forward, but there's just no way she can continue on this share, like, with the way things are.
And that's it as well, like, so all these people saying, we should all boycott it and get Travella out of the club. So, right, if that happens, like, who does take over the club going forward?
Yeah. Actually, Senator Chris Andrews, Sinn Féin Senator, called for Travella to walk away from the club, like.
Right, okay, that's fair enough, right, so they walk away, right, so what happens, so are we going to still stay full-time football club? Probably not.
No, probably not.
No. We got, Derry United Academies and all the good work they're doing in the community at the moment. Is this going to carry on? Probably not. There's 7 full-time staff up in the club. That's just admin staff. Are they going to have a full-time job? Probably not. The playing staff, all on full-time contracts, with mortgages, young families, cars to pay for. Are they going to be able to carry on doing that? Probably not. So people are saying, oh yeah, just get them out, walk away. Well, what happens then when they walk away? And in all respect to Joanna, she ain't going to put the money into the club to run the club going forward.
Look, Richie, yeah, 100%. I stand by what you just said, but how fucking naive is this person, Chris Andrews? I don't know who he is. I've never heard of him. Is he a local? Is he from
he's not. He's
from Loud?
No, he's from Dublin.
Okay.
He used to be a TD.
Okay, all right. But he should really just shut the fuck up, mind his own business.
Well, again, he's towing the party line, and they said Sinn Féin all coming out like that's.
Yeah, but this is my life here, and your life, and Richie's life, and a lot of other people's lives that we are seriously emotionally invested in and have been for decades and decades. And it's easy for somebody on the outside to just come along and go, oh, you should just kick them out. There is no kicking them out. How naive and stupid is he? You don't go to your local Centra and go, you sold me something that I didn't like. I think you should sell this football club. I think you should sell this shop now, lads. This is terrible. It's ridiculous. We are customers. That's what we are now. Whether we like it or not, we voted for Travella to take over this football club, and one of the main cheerleaders for that to happen, like it or not, was Joanna Byrne.
Yeah.
So what changed between her relationship with Travella once they took over the football club? She's now encouraging Drogheda United fans to still support the football club going forward.
Yeah.
That was part of her statement. So Mr. Andrews needs to just fucking wind his neck in and stop commenting about something he doesn't know, because he's contradicting Joanna's statement here now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or am I naive? Am I getting her statement confused? Is she saying, oh, continue to support the football club, but let's try and get Travella out of the football club? Is that what she's saying?
No, I don't think she said that.
No.
No. She said it's time now for the Drogheda fans to keep the Drogheda flag flying high, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, and she is right now, and I've no doubt she'll be back on the terraces following the club, because she is a great Drogheda United fan. As I said, our family have deep roots within the club, which so does my own family. My own dad was volunteered within the club for donkey's years and put blood, sweat and tears into the club, and it was my life growing up as a Drogheda fan because of my dad, you know what I mean? So for people just to say, oh yeah, let's just get rid of these, and that's ridiculous. The club just folds then. The club's gone. We have no club. It's just not an option, so it's not.
No, it's actually pathetic. These people. Oh, you should just kick your owners out. How do you legally get rid of people who own this football club? You're talking nonsense, and then they're talking about a boycott. And there was one suggestion from one idiot that all other League of Ireland clubs should now boycott coming to United Park.
Jesus Christ!
Do you know what I mean? It's like, for fuck's sake, lads.
In fairness, what is that going to achieve?
Nothing, because Travella don't care. Travella are billionaires.
No.
Do you think the fucking few away fans not coming to Air Ground is going to cause that much of a ruckus that they'll walk away from the club? Because it's not, lads. It really isn't. I don't think if there was no fans there for the rest of the season, financially it wouldn't make a dent in them.
No, and all it's going to do is just damage your own team. Imagine Rovers not having 1,000 fans there, or Bows not having 1,000 fans there. You're not just. It's just ridiculous, and it's just the stupidity online. It really is.
It's a lot of them they're not living in the real world.
They're not. Oh no, they're definitely not. And look, as I said earlier, all we want to do is go up and watch a game of football, lads, on a Friday night.
Yeah.
And look, and I'm not making light of it either. Obviously, as we spoke already, what's going on is absolutely crazy. it's terrifying, you know what I mean? It's a scary world out there, but I said, what's little old Drogheda United going to do to stop it? Like, if we protest next week and boycott Drogheda United games, is the war going to stop next week?
No, it certainly isn't. But I have to put me fucking neck on the line here and say, like, if I did think, right, for 1 minute that Travella were sort of invested in the Zionist project, or there was something going on that was nasty, like I would find it hard to go up there and stand there and put money into the football club and buy points and buy jerseys and all that, knowing that these are the people who own my football club. But what I can't get my head around is that, again, the decision of all the League of Ireland clubs to say we should boycott the game was absolutely fine with them. Like, people have been. I brought a Palestinian flag to a game. Loads of people have Palestinian flags at games. They've never said a word about any of this. You know, and do we not think that if there was a sort of Zionists behind the investment of our football club, that something would have been said about what bringing Palestinian flags to games and all this kind of stuff? Nothing was ever said.
No,
they never.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of Drogheda United fans would be in the same boat as you, Greg, if that ever come out, or if that was ever a thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we'd all do the right thing there, wouldn't we? Like, you know what I mean? You couldn't support that. But as you stated already, where is the proof? There is no proof. This is just people saying stuff online, and everybody believes it.
So why have they done what they've done?
Well, like, we'll probably never know, like, you know, like.
What does she think? I actually love to ask Joanna Bourne to come on to this and talk to us about it, because, like, you know, the truth needs to come out here. Does she feel like that they're trying to gag her because it was pro-Palestine or anti-Israel? Is that why this whole thing has happened? Because there's people out there that are like 1,000,000% totally committed to that's why this is happening. But I'm naive, but I'm very confused about the whole thing.
Had he just used it as an excuse or reason to get rid of her? Maybe he didn't want her there anyway.
I don't know. Borg, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, like, they might have had concerns. I know they talk about due diligence and stuff like that, but it's kind of shown out that there is a bit of a conflict with Joanna's position and stuff in Sinn Féin. And
do you mean a conflict? The fact that she's a Sinn Féin spokesperson for sport, is that the conflict? Nothing to do with Israel Palestine, but the fact that she might have different views to them, like anti-FAI and UEFA and all that stuff. Is that what you mean?
Not even that. It's just in general, like you seen the pylon that's come online from Sinn Féin people today. Like that's because of Joanna's position. Yeah, so she's got a political party behind her. It's just what does the club do? Like, did they tiptoe around Sinn Féin for going? If they just said, "All right, John, fair enough, we'll keep you here," did they just tiptoe around Sinn Féin for the next 10 years or however long they own the club? That's not an option either. Like,
no.
But, like, lads, is the fact that she made a statement, but it came out under Sinn Féin, it came out under her job and all that, and it had nothing to do with Drogheda United. Drogheda United wasn't associated with that statement whatsoever. But can you kind of clearly, you know, put some sort of definition in there, like, oh, it's Joanna Bourne in her role as spokesperson for sport for Sinn Féin, or is it Joanna Bourne in her role as chairperson of Drogheda United? I don't think it's very easy to separate the two.
No, you can't. You can't separate the two, and you can keep spinning it and saying she said it in her role as a Sinn Féin sports minister, but she's still the co-chairperson of Drogheda United. You can't separate them. That's our thoughts on it, and that's our views on it, and it's just, you can't separate them.
Yeah, it's too muddy. Like, it's just too muddy to.
Yeah.
It's too much crossover, unfortunately. I just wish it all had been done privately and not public.
Yeah. Well, look, usually these things always come out, don't they, in the public anyway?
They do, but it's just the way it came out in public and stuff. But like,
yeah, it was probably.
I know Joanna mentioned in her statement today that there was stuff leaked from that meeting to fans. No, I didn't hear that in myself. I don't know whether you used it either. Like, the first I really heard of it was there was a couple of tweets mentioning the situation, and then Joanna's statement was on the Sinn Féin website not long after it, but I hadn't heard anything before that. So I don't know if she was trying to preemptively just release her statement, but yeah, it's just a pity it wasn't done behind closed doors.
Yeah, look, again, right, I have to clarify this for myself, like for anyone who's listening to this. Basically, in my opinion, she done nothing wrong. Because they knew when they appointed her to the board, they wanted a local, they wanted somebody that was connected to the fan base, somebody with a bit of history to the football club, and I can understand why they wanted that, because it doesn't, to the outside world, a lot of Yanks coming in and just taking over a provincial football club and having no one local sitting on the board doesn't look good. So I can understand why they would come in and they'd want somebody local who lives and breathes the football club. That's great. But they knew damn well who they were getting. And they knew she was running for election. And I think the fact that she was kind of very, very heavily connected to Drogheda United helped her get elected. I think a lot of people connected to Drogheda United. Sorry?
Yeah, no, I agree, totally agree, yeah.
So I'm very mixed up as to when this situation arose. And the sad part of it is, it just seems to have come along now. And is it a coincidence? Oh, Israel. Do you know what I mean? This is when the whole fucking shit show started between Travella and Joanna over the statement about Israel and the Ireland game. Now, I don't know, am I being naive to think that there was something else going on behind the scenes? You know, Joanna keeps saying that she has the good of the football club in her heart, and all she wants is what's best for Drogheda United Football Club. I don't think either party here has done what's best for Drogheda United Football Club.
No.
Both of them made a balls of it, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All the statements that go in the public, spot 100%.
Fucking Travella's statements sometimes look like they were written by a 12-year-old, lads.
Yeah, they're not great in the old PR, are they?
No, they're poor. They really are.
Joanna's statement today was very well written.
It's a bit more heartfelt, isn't it, than the stuff that's coming out of them, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, lads, you know what I mean? You can, like, as we said already, you can go working over old ground, like, and we've already spoke with this, but, like, at the end of the day, this is where it is, and these own the club, and they 100% own this club, and if they don't agree with what Joanna's saying and her views, they've every right to do what they're doing. It's their club. They own it. Like it, I mean, like agree with it, I don't agree with it.
They're disputing her claim, like, that it's over the Israel stuff there, so I think it's over that she discussed publicly the meeting information or something. That's what they're saying. I would love to know word for word what was said in that meeting. That Joanna felt she had to go public with it. I'd really, really would love. As you said already, we probably never find out.
We'll probably never know what's going on. And I mean, is there other stuff going on that we don't know about? And as I said, this was Travella's chance to push her. Were they waiting for a chance to push her out? We don't know. We'll never know.
Yeah, that was my point earlier on about why I would love to get, not personally love to get talking to her, like, but I would love for her to come out and actually say why she thinks this has happened. Like, has she said publicly, oh, well, you know, I'm pro-Palestine and I was backing the FAI not to play Israel and they think otherwise? That hasn't been said anywhere. that hasn't, that sentiment hasn't seen the light of day anywhere. It's everyone is just jumping to these conclusions now that all of a sudden, because she's pro-Palestine, anti-Israel, that they must be pro-Israel.
Yeah, and nobody knows the truth.
And if they are pro-Israel, like a lot of American business people, they're very, very vocal about it over there. They don't hide behind, fucking the niceties. You know what American Zionists are like. You know what I mean? So if there is some sort of a Zionist fucking cabal that's fucking hidden behind Travella, like, they're fairly timid. They're not coming out and saying anything, and that doesn't tally up to me.
No. And I'll just go back to the point you said there. So all the League of Ireland clubs voted not to play this game. Is that right?
Yeah, unanimous.
Yeah, it was 93% of the overall vote with the FAI went to.
So
it was it wasn't to play the game. It was to get fuck UEFA or fuck Israel out of UEFA.
Right. Okay. So it's not. Yeah. Obviously, all this.
This was before the draw was done.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, lads. Like, as I said, it seems to be us dragged into it. It seems to be Drogheda United battling this whole international game. Like, I know you're a big Ireland fan now. Like, are you going to go to the match?
I'll go to the home game, not go to the away game. No, the away game probably won't be in Israel, but I won't be travelling to the.
Yeah, and do you reckon now the Irish fans will show up for this game in Dublin?
I'd say some people will boycott it.
Yeah.
Some will, some won't. That's numbers wise, I wouldn't have a clue, to be honest. But I do think whatever Ireland fans do show up, it's going to be very hostile for the away team.
Yeah.
Well, there won't be any Israeli fans over at, because that's a massive security risk. That won't happen.
Yeah, but the players though, like,
yeah,
whatever hotel is will have them for the couple of days. I'd say there'll be DJs and fireworks outside the hotel for 3 days in a row.
Yeah. I actually thought that now. I said the poor hotel that has to put them up.
That won't happen either. No hotel chain is going to take the Israeli football team, because they will go out of business. Yeah. No one will ever stay in the fucking thing ever again. They'll charter a plane from Europe or from the UK, and they'll fly in and they'll play and they'll be gone. There's no way they'll stay here. Ireland is one of the most outwardly hostile countries in the world towards Israel. They'll fucking fly back to Hungary or something.
You have to travel 48 hours in advance to the country. Now, they might make an exception for them. Someone has to mention, you have to, when you're travelling for a match, you have to be there 48 hours in advance in the country.
Oh, okay.
So, someone mentioned this, that they could actually just hire a boat or something and stay on the boat.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
The Dolphins will attack them then or something.
No, I have to say, and it's easy for me to say because I don't go to Ireland games. I've been to a handful in my life, but I wouldn't go to it personally. I would make the decision. I'm not going to that. And I know loads of people said they wouldn't even watch it on the TV. I mean, that's down to individuals. Go or don't go. That's your call. But like the fact that we are now the sort of poster boy for the blame. Like, Drogheda United think it's okay for Israel to come over here. It's not fucking true. Nope. That has never been said anywhere by anybody, especially us Drogheda United supporters. It's been nowhere near my lips, and I'm sure you haven't said it either. Like, but Travella haven't said it.
No.
So everyone is just immediately jumping to the conclusion now that Travella want to see this game going ahead because they're Zionists. And I know I've said this 10 times already tonight, but I'm trying to wrap my head around this whole scenario. And again, I'd love to hear from the horse's mouth. I'd love to hear from Joanna Bourne as to what she actually thinks. She has spent a serious amount of time with these people. When the whole due diligence thing was being done, she was involved with Conaghy and whoever else was behind the scenes. I know Jerry Kelly claims he was involved, who knows. But, you know, there was a lot of people that got to meet with the whole Travella people and discussed a lot of things with them. And we were told in the TLT that they were the best people to take this football club forward. And she convinced anyone who had a vote to vote in favour of it.
Yeah.
So did she make a really bad mistake here by letting Travella take over her club? Or not? You know.
Well, for her sake and for her, yeah, it's looked like a mistake now, isn't it? We just don't, like, we don't know what future holds now for our club with these. And they only get us a new stadium. You know what I mean?
Well, we seem to be closer than that than we've ever been.
Absolutely, yeah. And like, they're after making us a full-time outfit, a full-time club. We're after winning the cup because of them. I know, right, the Europe thing was a fuck-up. We're not go back on that. But what they've done since they've come into the club, they've kicked us on to a new level.
Yeah, and as you said earlier, Richie, like there's a lot of things to consider here. We now have a women's team. We have special needs team, Down syndrome football. We have walking football. We have, like, I know there's mental health meet ups above in the club, and there's so much going on in the community that we have struggled with for years to try and draw the United into a community football club, and it really feels like that we're making progress. And all this does today and the last 6 weeks or however long this has been going on, it's just another kick in the balls for us. I just feel like we're coursed a little bit in some way. We finally get ourselves where we're on a financial sort of footing, decent financial footing, and then all of a sudden all this shit comes along.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
It's cat, and again, right, I'm not comparing us to any of these football clubs, but you look at, like, I mean, even, was it the groundskeeper for Arsenal showed up wearing a Free Palestine t-shirt or something, and they sacked him.
Right, okay.
They actually fucking sacked the bloke, and he was like, I'd say he was 60 odd. Like, he'd been in the club for 30 or 40 years, and he's bringing them to court now about wrongful dismissal and all that. And you look at, say, like Celtic, for instance, the Green Brigade bringing all the pro-Palestine stuff into the ground and all that, and loads of them getting barred out of it and a whole lot. Like, we're not the only club in the world that this is happening to. It's, you know, it's widespread in football.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's why us? It's a fucking nightmare, isn't it, at the moment? Like, it just feels like we're coursing.
Yeah, I just hope this is the start of the end of it now, and it doesn't continue to drag on. Like,
I don't think it will, Owen. I think it will die off now in the next few days.
the international break as well probably helps a bit.
I do, Gregson, because you know what? There'll be something else next week to give out about, or the following week. There'll be something else, and these people out here, they'll always just find something to cling on to or latch on to and to moan about. It'll be somebody else next week. You know, I'm the same as Owen. I'm just glad it's done now. It's the statements are out. You know what I mean? It's time to move on now and get this football club back up to where it belongs. You know what I mean? And concentrate on the football side of it.
Yeah.
It really is, because it's just like a broken record now at the minute. We're just going over all ground.
So right. I don't think you're going to hear any more from Travella on the matter. I think they're done now. They'll say nothing more about it. If it does drag on a little bit, it'll be coming from Joanna, and I don't mean that as a slight on her. I'm just saying if there is any more to be said, it will come from her.
Yeah.
And she reckons that she's just going to be up there as a supporter now from here on in.
Yeah, which I'm actually glad now she did say that, because, as I said, she's a fabulous Derry United fan, and it's her club as well. Still, it's still her. You know what I mean? It's her home club team. So, yeah, I hope we will see her on the terraces again.
Yeah, look, and again, right, I want to move on from this at some point, but people have to realise that, and especially people from the outside looking in. Like, I've had messages from people I know and people I would know more through, the Palestine thing, messaging me, giving me shit, kind of going, what's going on with drugs and all that. But again, these are people who never stepped foot in this football club. They're not interested in football. They're not football supporters. They don't know what it means to us. They don't know how it affects us. And they don't know how much of a massive part of our life that this is. And your kids, Richie, and you know, your dad, and you know, it's a lot more than just, you know, you need to boycott, Trelly, you need to walk away. It's not that fucking simple.
No, it's bloody fucking embedded in us, isn't it? This football club.
Yeah.
You know, it really is. And like, you two are the same, you know what I mean? Like, like you're probably following them a long, long time. Since you're a young lad, probably the same with you, Greg, so it's, you know, it's
97. I've been told.
Yeah.
You were in your 20s in 97, aren't we?
Well, look, like, I mean, like, and people just to say, oh yeah, just fuck the club and you should all just boycott and walk away and don't get near them ever again. As if that's going to happen, lads.
Yeah, look up. I know it's an insane thing from another football supporter, somebody who's a Rovers fan or a Bows fan or whoever these people were today, to turn around and throw that at us. Like, you know, right, we'll all boycott the football club, and then Travella will decide, oh well, if the supporters don't want us here, we're going to walk away. And then Drogheda, who, again, I've said this in the past, but Drogheda is getting kicked left, right and centre as a town, never mind the football club. But we're one of the most deprived areas in the whole country, you know, infrastructure-wise. There's no jobs. You know, every business in the town seems to be closing down. A pub's gone, the hotel is gone. We're the biggest town in the country, but yet we're treated like a village by the powers that be. And Drogheda United is one of the brightest things that we have in this town on a national level before all this shit came out. But when Drogheda gets mentioned on the news, I wanted to be mentioned for Drogheda United Football Club going to the Brandywell and getting a 2-2 draw or beating Rovers at home in the cup or whatever it is, not for drug feuds and fucking iPass centres getting burnt to the ground and all the nasty shit that we're associated with. Every time Drogheda gets mentioned in the media, it's negative. And unfortunately, up until very recently, when Drogheda was being mentioned nationally on the news, it was very positive because it was about the football club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But even that seems to have got fucking sucked down into the gutter now as well, like.
Yeah. No, absolutely, yeah. No, I agree 100% with you. Yeah. No, it is, yeah. And look, we've already said it, the work that the club's doing in the community at the moment, it's amazing. Every day you're seeing something up on their Facebook page, which is brilliant to see, you know. It's great.
I know. It's not fair on the kids. I mean, the kids in the area need this. The kids need this new stadium. Young people, teenagers and younger kids who are coming through, you know, like me nephew and all that love Drogheda United. They need this. They shouldn't have to, you know, be going up to a shit stadium for the next 30 years like we all had to. You know, it would be so amazing if this new stadium gets built and this blows over and hopefully there's nothing more to come down the line because we just have had enough controversy and enough shite. Yeah. And as you said, I just hope now, like I'm not saying, I don't want to brush it under the carpet because if there is something sinister behind it, it has to come out. But, you know, I'm definitely not saying that, I just want it to all go away because if there is something bad, if there is something sinister, I want it to come to light. But, you know, again, I'll say it again, if all these people have any proof, come along and publish your proof and say what you're fucking thinking, you know what I mean? Because otherwise you're just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it'll stick. Because there's not an ounce of proof there.
Yeah. No, that's it, yeah. And that's it. And that's Facebook and Twitter all over. People throwing shit and hoping it'll stick. That's all that is. You know.
Fucking big time.
Yeah.
Will we move on to football matters, lads?
Absolutely.
Was this a football podcast? Oh, fuck
yeah, lads. In fairness now, when you asked me to come on this, I never thought I'd be speaking about this. I thought it was only football only.
What do you mean, tonight or in general?
No, last year when he first started the podcast.
Either did I, for God's sake. I had the idea in the pub. I was like, I'll start a Drogheda United podcast. What a fucking crazy idea that was.
Oh, we never knew. This is what we'd be talking about.
Might as well start a politics fucking podcast.
Yeah, no. Definitely
Welcome
not.
to welcome to Geopolitical Weekly with Richie, Owen and Greg.
Yeah, no.
Great.
We'll stick to the football, I think.
Yeah, like I don't mind talking about politics, no problem in the pub, but you know what I mean? But I'm sick to death talking about everything except football on this podcast, man. It's just driving me bananas. But anyway, Derry City, 2-2 draw. Owen, what did you make of it?
Yeah, obviously a great point after being 2-0 down. Thought the first half, 2-0 probably flattered Derry a bit. Probably started alright, got the early goal. But I thought we grew into the game a bit then, and then they fucking scored just before, was it in the 46th minute? Just after the, literally nearly from the kick-off the second half. But then we just grew into the game, put them under a bit more pressure. The subs made a big difference. 2 cracking goals. Like, geez, Doyle's was some strike, and then Davis. Someone said it was like the opposite of what he did against Shells.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
He made it full of fucking James McLean as well.
He landed in his arse.
Yeah, he was actually really poor that game. But yeah, no, overall, I thought Buckner, I thought he done well when he came on. Davis was brilliant. Davis be pushing for a start. Fortunately, Buckner had to go off injured then he fell over the railing, but I think he's going to be alright.
Yeah, I think he was okay.
Yeah, he's very lively. But yeah, overall, he probably deserved a point at least.
Right, Bogey, you're ruining me script here. You're after talking about every single talking point there, all in 30 seconds. Right, just to go back, and I'll admit this as well, I was gigging and I didn't get a chance to see much of the first half. I was watching a little bit of it on my phone in the car. When I turned it on, we were 1-0 down. And when I came back to it, it was a 2-2 draw. So obviously I got to see some of the highlights and all that. But am I right in saying for the first 20-25 minutes, Derry were the better side, and then for the last 20 minutes of the first half, we came back into it a good bit? Is that correct?
Probably fair enough.
Right. Richie, what was your thoughts on the night?
Yeah, look, Owen's after saying everything. I've nothing to say now. No, I thought we started really poor again. I thought we showed them way too much respect.
Sitting off.
Yeah, sitting off and just not applying ourselves. And you could just see as the game went on, when we did settle into it, we're just as good as them. We're well able to compete with them and play against them. But it always seemed to take us to go 1-0 down at the minute or 2-0 down. And now look, the second goal I thought was fucking shitty, wasn't it?
Oh.
It was a really shitty goal. And look, I'm not going to have a dig at Darren Markey. You know what I mean? It was just him that shot. Happened to be him that shot. But Jesus, it took me 12-year-old when I saved it. I don't know.
It did take a bobble, didn't it? It did take a deflection off somebody.
Yeah.
It was very slow though. The ball was very moving.
Wasn't it, Owen? Yeah, it was crazy. But
terrible.
Yeah. I thought we grew into the game really well, and we were by far the better team. We really were.
You mean in the second half we were the better side?
The second half, yeah, and even probably near enough the end of the first half, I thought we were settling down a bit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying there earlier. That came from some Derry City commentator saying that Drogheda really grew into this game here, in the last 20 minutes of the first half. Now again, as I said, I didn't get a chance to see as much of it as I would have liked. But lads, even their first goal was a total Drogheda move. It was just a big punt up the pitch into Mickey Duffy, and the defenders didn't look great for it. They kind of stood off. I mean, what are you doing standing off him like that?
Yeah.
Giving him that space, and then he beats Dennison at his near post like that. I didn't think that was great goalkeeping either.
Well, I think Dennis is struggling at the minute.
So do I.
Yeah, he is.
He's been really, really poor, lads. you know, you just. And
Is it a confidence thing, Richie?
I think so, especially for a goalkeeper. Without a doubt. Because every mistake's being scrutinised and highlighted 10 times over, which is normal for a goalkeeper. But I think he's struggling. He's stuck on his line, lads. He won't come off his line at the minute.
And his kicking is atrocious.
Yeah, always has been, has it?
Yeah, it's really, really bad. Is it like, look, again, I'm not gonna turn into the Dennis and sort of scapegoat show, but like, he's been at a good few clubs in his career, lads, and he's no spring chicken. Like, I mean, is this why he sort of never made it at any of these other clubs? I know he's never really got a look in as much as he has with us. He's never played as many games before in his professional career, like, as he has with Derry United. But, you know, was it that lack of consistency that was holding him back at Bowes, and was it Longford he was with as well, and whatever other clubs he was with? You know, was there something there that was holding him back? Something mentally? Or, I don't know. It does seem to happen to keepers.
It does, yeah. And like, I'm definitely not saying he's a bad keeper. He's far from it. I think he's an excellent keeper. I really do when he's on it.
Yeah.
But as he's just not on it at the minute, and you can see the confidence in him. So, is he just going through a bad patch of form, which happens? Like, you know, outfield players go through bad patches of form and they get dropped. Like,
yeah.
You know, and he is allowed to have this. I mean, he's only human as well. He's only, you know what I mean? But he is so much better than what he's doing at the minute.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, if you're a midfielder or a centre half or a striker and you go 5 or 6 games just being really poor, you just get dropped. You get rested, and then hopefully you perform well again in training and you make your way back into the squad. But if you're a goalkeeper and you get dropped, it doesn't sort of bode well for keepers who get dropped to the bench, because they tend to not get back into a team.
No, definitely not. It's strange. Yeah. But no, look, I'm definitely not.
It's just difficult, like when he's having a dip in performance. He makes a mistake, it's a goal.
Yeah.
One of our strikers makes a mistake, we're not conceding the goal. Like,
that's it.
There's no hiding place for him. Like,
no.
Yeah, exactly.
No, definitely not. And look, I'm definitely not blaming him for the other night, because the long ball over the top for the first goal and just letting Duffy do what he did wasn't Ellison's fault.
No, Leo Bonney and Keeley just kind of stood and looked at him.
Stood and looked, yeah. You know,
they didn't get tight to him, and then he just turned them and just bang, and it was but the Benison should have got down, man. Being beaten at your near post like that, that's not good.
No. And look, I'm sure he knows himself. You know, I'm sure he knows his standards are not where they should be.
So you're Kevin Doherty then, lads. What do you do in this situation? Do you just keep the faith with him and go, right, no, we're going to stick with him, which is what I think is the make of the man with Kevin. I don't think he'll drop somebody very, very easily.
No.
I mean, Collie McCabe was horrendous for games a few years ago, and he kept his place.
Yeah, no, he definitely won't drop him. No, he won't.
But why bother bringing in other keepers then? What's the point? And obviously, keepers have to have a fighting chance of getting into a team, the same as any other player. I know you don't want to be swapping keepers in and out, because it doesn't work, because you need, centre halves need to know. They need to know who's in nets. They need to know where they're going to be at all times, and it has to be sort of they rely on each other so much. So you're not going to see a keeper getting dropped, coming in and out of the team like you will other positions. But you would wonder sometimes, we've got 2 other keepers at the club, and are they ever going to get a look in? Should they get a look in? Should he be dropped, in your opinion?
I wouldn't drop him, no. Not unless Owen thinks differently, Owen.
Tough one, like we're playing our next home games our next game's what, Bowes.
Yeah.
I'd feel bad on Finn Talley throwing him in there. Look, I'm sure he'd love the opportunity, but
yeah, like, I mean, that's no easy game.
We don't have even just to get Tally up to match fitness, whatever, a Leinster Senior Cup game or something to see what. So I've only seen him in one game, like a friendly against, I think it was the UCD. Like, he looked alright, but again, it's only a friendly, you can't really take much.
No.
Yeah, he did. He actually looked okay that night, but as you said, it's a friendly game against UCD, so you can't read anything into that. And he only came on, I think, for the second half. He was just back from Hong Kong or wherever he was playing.
I'd be surprised now if he does drop Denison.
Yeah, no, I would be. I'd definitely be surprised. Well, I'm just throwing it out there. It's a talking point, and again, in the cesspit of social media, there was people calling for it.
Yeah, no, I just don't think it benefits anything by dropping him, because if his confidence is low, it's just going to hit rock bottom by dropping him.
Yeah.
And as I said, he is a quality keeper. We all know what he's capable of. Like, fingers crossed, he could go out now against Bows the next game and have an absolute stormer, and all of a sudden he's back, you know. So,
he did make one good save in the second half.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
That was a brilliant save.
Brilliant save, yeah. You know, and maybe that will kick him on there, you know.
He's just your average crazy goalkeeper that's just prone to an absolute total clanger and then pulls off a worldie 5 minutes later. The goalkeepers are all nuts.
Yeah, and you know what? My own young lad's playing in net, so he's under 12.
Is he?
Oh, just stop. Yeah.
Is he a bit bananas as well, is he?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, but it's the toughest decision on the pitch. It really is. It really, and you know, as Owen said, any mistake and it's a goal, and there's no hiding place.
No.
There's no, and you do need to be a little bit nuts and a little bit mad to play it.
Yeah, you have to be a bit of an extrovert, don't you? Like, you're just putting pressure on yourself, like, fucking hell.
Yeah. Well, look, like, and when you do pull off the great saves, you get all the credit, so.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think another big positive, lads, is Warren Davis.
Brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. Do you know what? I'm not going to go in here bashing Doyle or Lua either, but Davis worked harder than the two of them put together when he came on.
Right. Wow.
You know, his work, Doyle, like, I think Doyle will be fine. Doyle can score goals. If Doyle had scored his penalty against Pats, he would have been the second top scorer in the league.
I know. Mad,
you know, so it is mad. Like, Duffy's 5, Doyle is 3. I think then Whelan has 4. So I think I know we've been all giving him a bit of stick, but what gets me with Doyle is his work rate. I just don't think he works hard enough.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I also think he's just going to be the new France for us. He probably will get 10 goals, but people are still just going to slate him because of his work rate.
Yeah, but like you see as soon as Warren come on, he's just bags of energy, isn't he? Bags of energy. He's like the Tasmanian devil running around the place.
He's strong as well. He's obviously not the tallest, but he's quite strong.
Very physical.
You let McLean on his arse, like.
Brilliant, yeah, that was class to see. But I just think Doyle. Look, maybe that's not Doyle's game. Maybe that's just not in him, you know.
Yeah, like there's definitely something to be said for the fact that Doyle is kind of playing out of position a little bit, and maybe it's a kind of a new role he's been asked to play for us. So you know, but again, look, is there a case to be made now that we'll see the best of Doyle with Warren, them two up top?
Yeah, maybe so.
You might see Alua being sort of dropped to the bench now a little bit more, and Warren getting a start. It's starting the game against Bows maybe because we've 2 weeks now, and you know, keep training. I know the boys are away on holidays for a couple of days, but I think he's played 20 minutes and 30 minutes over the last few weeks, so maybe he's due a start.
Yeah, and I think that is just
it's a double header we have. Yeah, so that's what I was just going to say. Like, we're playing the Friday and the Monday. I wouldn't say Davis would be playing both games, or starting both games.
Friday against Bows, and then who's the Monday?
Home to Galway. 2 home games.
2 home games, alright, brilliant. That's good, actually. Who else impressed on the night, lads? I know we'll probably talk about the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. He brought on 3 subs, didn't he, in one go?
He did, yeah. I thought O'Brien and Godden were brilliant in the midfield.
Yeah,
right.
They're working well together.
Yeah.
Did those two finish the game?
Can't remember.
I know he brought on Shane Farrell, but he bring him on for Kavanagh, did he?
Yeah, he did. He brought Kavanagh off.
Took Kavanagh off, yeah. I was a bit surprised at that now. But,
I was surprised with that. I think he did finish with the 2 boys on the pitch, O'Brien.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the commentators were quite surprised as well that he brought Kavanagh off. Even for his kind of set piece deliveries. How did Farrell do it? Farrell seemed to do okay when he came on.
Yeah, he was okay. Look, in fairness to Shane Farrell, he's got great experience. Like he's well established League of Ireland player.
Yeah,
you bring him into games like that, and he's well used to playing up in Derry, and he knows what it's all about. So, look, there's a couple of times he just puts his boot through it, doesn't he? And there's a Gary Owen on it.
Yeah, and a couple of times they all do that.
Yeah, in fairness, they do. But I tell you, a big shout out to Doherty though now, because he hasn't been known for making a lot of subs, has he, in the last couple of seasons?
No.
He is now. He has
given the lads a half an hour,
Yeah, he's not afraid to make the changes now.
I think he'll tell you though that he didn't feel like he had the squad to be able to do it, and now he does.
He does, yeah. You're definitely seeing the benefit of a better squad now, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. He seems to have a lot of faith in throwing boys on like Buckner and obviously starting Ethan O'Brien and Jago Godden. That seems to be working in the centre of the park. I'd like to see that continue over the next while as well. Ryan's not getting a look in, but I'm sure he will. I mean, there's a lot of games to be played. We get into the summer and the Fridays and Mondays. We're going to see Ryan, definitely.
Absolutely. I thought the Bajri was poor.
Yeah, the commentators said that they felt like he was getting a bit of a roasting. I haven't been overly impressed with him up to this point, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was impressed with him. Yeah, in pre-season now he looked quality, but he just hasn't got going yet.
Yeah, I thought he's been okay, Well, yeah, he wasn't great now on Friday night.
And I suppose we're all setting his standards against Owen Lamb, aren't we?
Yeah.
In that position. So he's big boots to fill.
What's our options in that position, lads?
Buckner,
yeah.
You could, if you wanted to, you could slot Andrew Quinn over. And just have Bulger then playing in the 3 centre backs.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's a good call.
Or if you wanted, you could have Cruz. I know on his weaker side, but it's another option.
Yeah.
Did Bulger made an appearance the other night, but he only came on because of the Buckner running himself into a wall? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
Jesus. Apparently, his Buckner's family were over and all that, and they had to witness that.
Yeah.
God love them.
He's all right. I've seen he's away on holidays now, so he's all good.
Right, good. It was a fair clatter. Apparently, you could hear it all over the ground.
Yeah.
Smack off concrete wall.
And what did he do? Did he just run into it?
Just run that
over it.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed he's all right. So look, was it points dropped or a point gained, lads?
Point gained. Well, when you're 2-0 down, you get it, and you're 2-2. It's a point gained.
Yeah. Definitely.
Surprised Lynch didn't get the sack though.
No, he's still there. But was it in the back of your mind at all to even think the fact that we gave away probably 2 really, really soft goals, and then we go and score 2 worldies? Like, we could have got 3 points out of that game, and we had other chances.
Could have.
I know you're saying 2-0 down, and you get, you bring it back to 2-2. You have to see that as a point gain, but you kind of have to be thinking about what could have been as well.
Yeah, well, look, Brandywell's a tough trip. That pitch.
It is.
That was its last game, thankfully.
You know, thank
Tough
God
place
for
to
that.
go, like.
Yeah.
No away fans. So
Yeah, absolutely. And look,
they'll take
if you look,
encouragement though from being 2 down and getting it back to 2-2 and stuff. So the lads' heads or confidence should be good from it.
absolutely, yeah. And if you look back to the Sligo game after the Sligo defeat, we were looking at the next run of fixtures. And we were like, fuck, you know, maybe Rovers at home, probably get nothing from that. Then we're away to Derry, probably get nothing from that. Now all of a sudden we're beaten in them 2 games. You know, like, it can change. Football can change very quickly. Now, right, the 2 draws. But you're drawing against 2 teams with massive budget, bigger than yours, bigger squads, you know, and I think we're settling back down again.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, but when you look at the table, like, you know, Derry have had an absolutely disastrous start, according to the media, and they're on the same points as us. Dundalk have had a brilliant start. They're doing really, really well, and blah 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 blah. They're 2 points ahead of us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's the usual sort of narrative that the media wants to push. Like, oh, Dundalk are only a promoted team, and everyone expected them to sort of the wheels to fall off. I mean, I think Sligo have been shit since they bet us. I don't think they've won a game. No. Galway are decent. Galway are putting in performances. I think they're going to be exact same as they were last year. They're going to get results against people that you don't expect them to get them, and no one's going to batter them. They'll be like that, I think, all the way to the end of the year. So, like we were saying last week, I mean, even Waterford, I'm not sure what's going on there. Is he going to keep his job, Daly? You know what I mean? Things are going tits up for him now.
Yeah, but they have a bad squad of players, don't they? Like,
is that his fault?
Yeah, well, he signed them. He signed them.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, look, I mean, I wouldn't be looking at the league table just yet. And you know, it's a long season, lads. Like, you play everybody 4 times. It's a long season. I'd rather try and, like, if you look at last season, we started like a house on fire last season.
Yeah.
And sort of died off coming the end of it. Scraped away up the table and just about hung in there. Wouldn't it be nice this year now to finish strong this season? You know, like.
You think with a stronger squad, we should.
Yeah, like.
But you need to hang on. You need to be. I was going to say hang on the coattails, but you need to be sort of picking up points and getting a couple of wins here and there, and that's something that we haven't done in a while, is win a game. So where's our next kind of win coming from, lads? I mean, we've Bowes at home on the Friday and then Galway at home on the Monday. So yeah, you need to be targeting 4 points there at least.
Definitely 4 points at least, without a doubt, 4 points. Yeah, and that's it. And yeah, right. You know what I mean? As I said, right. I do think we're settling there, but you're right. We do need to start getting a couple of wins. Of course, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with Warren back in the team now, he's like a new signing.
Yeah, definitely. That's given me a bit of confidence now, seeing him and listening to his interview after the game as well was hilarious. He was like an excited child. He kept on roaring, laughing and everything. It was brilliant.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was class, yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you think of the Derry third goal? Do you think it should have been disallowed?
I didn't see it, and it wasn't in the highlights. I meant to ask you that.
Ah, right, okay. It wasn't in the highlights.
He's climbed all over him, I thought.
Yeah.
I thought he just climbed all over him, like.
What was the crack? Was it a headed goal and the Derry player seemed to climb all over the draw of the centre half?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it was Buckner maybe, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Buckner, but as Luke Downs had stuck in his line. And I think last year he was coming and claiming them crosses.
What, so did the ball just fucking go over his head?
No, not even over his head. It was a good cross in sort of to the back post and Denison stuck in his line, and it was a Fleming, I think, jumped him like all over Buckner's back.
Right.
Won the header and scored. But I'll give us a good one, lads. I jumped off the fucking chair, stomped out of the room. I was fucking and blinding in the kitchen, and this was a cunt and that was a cunt. And I come back in and I sat down and it was still 2-2 on the telly. I was like, why is it 2-2 on the telly? And she was like, if you went off shouting to yourself out in the fucking hall, you would have seen it was disallowed. Didn't even know it was disallowed.
Class.
I fucking fuming. I was fucking out in the hall giving out to myself. She said, if you had stayed there, you would have seen it was disallowed.
Fucking poor woman having to deal with you.
Yeah, and Claire, that is one thing I think I've learned from this fucking ban as well. I can't watch games at home.
It's cat, isn't it?
Oh, it's fucking unreal. I can't do it.
Is the ban over now? We've one more, do we?
One more.
Watford, yeah. Fuck's sake.
Yeah. Right, I was going to Watford as well, like the hotel booked on Watford.
You could probably still go if you wanted to. Just get a home ticket.
Probably, yeah.
Well, it's not that much fun, is it?
No, but after last Friday's antics, I'd probably be told to go get the fuck out of the house.
Oh, brilliant. Fuck's sake. Right, lads, I think we'll wrap it up there. Owen, when are you off to Czech Republic?
Off in the morning.
Oh, lovely.
Back there, so yeah.
Amazing. Deadly. Have a good time.
Will do. Hopefully I'll come back alive. Because I have a wedding to go to in Dublin on Friday, so.
Oh, Christ almighty. So the game is on Thursday and you're coming back on Friday morning and then going to a wedding?
Yeah, 6:30 flight Friday morning.
Jesus. You're a glutton for punishment.
I know, yeah. I sure look, has to be done.
It's part of the book.
That's true.
Fair enough. Well, look, if Ireland get the win, it'll be well worth it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Class. I really hope they do. Yeah, it'd be fucking incredible. It'd be brilliant. Right, boys. Look, we've no game obviously next week, so we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. We've the Galway game on the Monday, so we'll have 2 games to talk about next time we get back. And fingers crossed there's no more shite between now and then that we have to talk about.
No.
Bound to be something.
Yeah, there is bound to be something anyway. Look, we'll see what happens. Right, boys. I'll talk to you soon.
Right, all the best.
Cheers, bye.
Bye-bye.